So today's cold is sticking around for tomorrow as well. TVA is preparing for record demand on the grid. So we're asking what changes TVA has made so we don't see those rolling blackouts again this year.
How's the grid doing so far?
We're expecting a potential for an all-time peak demand tomorrow morning, between the hours of 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. That means more electricity usage in a 1-hour period than we've ever seen in our 90-year history. We have a potential to see a peak demand tomorrow morning of over 35,000 megawatts. To put that in perspective, our all-time peak up to this point was about 33,400 megawatts set in a summer back in, I think, 2008. During Winter Storm Elliott, we saw a peak demand of over 33,000 megawatts. So we are in a potential tomorrow to beat that by at least 1,000, if not more, megawatts.
Are you looking at this being more severe than the big storm in 2022?
Well, it depends on how you define severe. We are certainly better prepared for this than it turns out that we were for Winter Storm Elliott back in December of 2022. We've invested over $123 million in the lessons learned from that winter storm in December of 22 and applied those to get us through what, again, we expect could be an all-time winter peak. So as far as demand and usage, yes, we expect this will be a higher period than we saw in Winter Storm Elliott.
If we're talking anticipating record usage, I got to think we're anticipating those blackouts again, just to protect the grid.
We would certainly say that we would not intend to have to do that again. For the first time in our 90-year history, we had to do those curtailments, which led to a lot of local power companies using rolling blackouts. That's not something we would ever want to have to do, but if we have to go that far this time, we are prepared. As of right now, we're not even in the early stages where we're asking for voluntary conservation. So going into this event, we're certainly in as good a shape as we can be.
Well, since Elliott, TVA has invested $123 million in better insulating pipes on the grid for this kind of extreme cold. They also added natural gas units. Now, in your home, you can help take pressure off the grid as well, just by not using those big appliances during that peak time, which is tomorrow morning. And he also recommends just turn down that thermostat just by a few degrees. Makes a big difference.